All right. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show Live. All right, this week I want to talk about when it's a good time to take a break. Now, of course, when you go to Disney, the rides can take a lot out of you. So, it's probably a good idea to take a break midday. Now, if you're a resort guest, you can do what we do, which is spend the morning in the park, then after lunch, and go back to your hotel, take a nap, or use the pool. Then, when you feel you have the energy, head back to the parks for some evening fun. That way, your batteries will be charged and you'll be ready for the rest of the day. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. All right, next Friday will be Disneyland's 71st birthday, also the day before my 30th birthday. And the attractions at Disneyland are just as awesome and magical as the ones in Florida. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 attractions at the Disneyland Resort. Number 5, Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Now, this is a kind of a hidden gem of Disneyland, because it is it looks whimsical. Hi, Sum Zeta. But at the same time, it's kind of sinister, turning kids into donkeys. You know, make a jackass of yourself. But it's still a great attraction. I mean, When You Wish Upon a Star is pretty much the national anthem of the Disney company. And it still remains a great attraction. Hi, Mafios Gubby. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing my top 5 attractions at the Disneyland Resort. Number 4, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now, I know it's also in Hollywood Studios, but I think the Runaway Railway is kind of better at Disneyland, mainly because of the queue. Now, in Florida, as all of you may know, they had to take out the Great Movie Ride for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which they couldn't have had to do if they just got rid of the Little Mermaid show. But so they used the Chinese theater for their queue. All right, Gubby. Whereas for Disneyland, they created the El Capitan Theater, which features props from many of Mickey's greatest pieces of work. And that's why I think that Runaway Railway has the better queue than Florida's. Number 3, Peter Pan's Flight. Now, Peter Pan's Flight is just as popular at Disneyland than at the Magic Kingdom as it is at Magic Kingdom. Hi, Savannah 100. And Sure, the unlike the Florida version, the pirate ships on the Disneyland version of Peter Pan stops for you to get on, which is kind of weird if you ask me. But, you know, it was the original version, and it's still beautiful. So many great scenes. I mean, it's Peter Pan. How can you not go wrong with it? Number 2, Soarin'. Now, of course, Soarin' has taken on different incarnations now, and at Disney's California Adventure, they finally got their version of Soarin' Across America, which is great. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think Soarin' Across America is the best version. I have no idea what you're talking about. This is not a sports channel. This is a Disney channel. Thank you very much. Now, as I was saying, this is the Disability Show Live, where this channel is all about doing Disney for people with disabilities. And as I was saying, Soarin' Across America is the best version of Soarin' by far. And I hope it is still at Epcot when I get there in December, because I need to see this for myself, because it looks amazing. It looks great, despite some of the haters that be talking down at it. And my number one Did you really just ask that question? Epcot is a theme park at Walt Disney World. And my number one attraction at the Disneyland Resort, Radiator Springs Racers. So, this is like California Adventure's version of Test Track. But instead of one car on the big loop around, it's 2. And it is so awesome. You go through Radiator Springs, you see some of your favorite characters from the movies, and then you race against another car around the attraction, and it's awesome. It just is. It really is. So let me know in the chat or in the comments if you have been to the Disneyland Resort, and if so, what is your favorite ride there? And now it's time for the ding ding theme park throwdown. As you know, this is the part of the show where we discuss differences between Disney and Universal. This week's topic: character dining. So, as we all know, Disney has character dining experiences coming out the wazoo, and most of them are buffets. Whereas Universal only has one option, which is a breakfast thing at Cafe La Bamba. So let me know in the chat or in the comments who you think takes this week's throwdown. Do you prefer multiple character dining experiences like at Disney, or do you prefer one location like at Universal? And now it's trivia time. So last week, we asked, what age did the Sultan want Jasmine to be married in Aladdin? The correct answer was 16. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now here is this week's trivia time question. Who voiced Scuttle in the original Little Mermaid? Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. So, the other night at Disney's Hollywood Studios during Fantasmic, a stray firework went into the audience. I hope no one was hurt, but this just continues on with the Fantasmic follies. And this is now the part where I bring up where I was at Disneyland the night before their fire with the Maleficent Dragon. So, Fantasmic is a great mixture of live entertainment with fireworks and hydrotechnics. But it is not without its technical difficulties from time to time. And I absolutely love Fantasmic. It is a great show on both coasts, although I think it's better in Florida. And I just hope this was a once thing. I hope Disney can make sure that this whole stray firework thing doesn't happen again for their sake, as well as the safety of the guests, which is what it's all about. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. For this week's shout-outs, make sure you guys check out Evelyn Stefania. She does great vlogs from the parks. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out my pal, Kevin Valente. He does great parks content as well. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy, Mike, the Park Knight. He does great content all the time. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Fun to Be Free. Hi, Laura. Also, make sure you guys check out Fun to Be Free. He does great live streams from the parks each and every week. Definitely check him out as well. Hey, better late than never, Laura. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And don't worry, Laura, you can always watch this in the replay in case you missed anything super important. And if you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, best remove them.